Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. SummerSlam in Ohio was a nightmare for Rhea Ripley as the 27-year-old WWE star left the event heartbroken. Today, new images of the event swarmed social media, and Mommy was seen broken down in tears as she was consoled by Damian Priest. Earlier this year, a backstage segment with Liv Morgan cost Rhea Ripley months of her career and the Women's World Championship on Monday Night Raw. Later, Mommy returned to the Stamford-based company with a vengeance and decided to go after Morgan and the title, which she never lost. The biggest party of the summer in Ohio was filled with shocking twists as Dominic Mysterio aligned with Liv Morgan and betrayed Rhea Ripley in the opening contest. The second-generation star and the Women's World Championship were taken away by Morgan from Mommy. Today, some images from the event in Cleveland emerged on social media. In one particular image, Rhea Ripley can be seen in tears after the major betrayal. She was consoled by her terror twin, Damian Priest, who was also stabbed in the back at the same event. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley went after the new Judgment Day on WWE Raw. The Judgment Day witnessed a massive change at the biggest party of the summer in Ohio. After Dominic Mysterio chose Liv Morgan over Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor cost Damian Priest the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther. After the event on WWE Raw, the Archer of Infamy embraced his babyface turn and called out the Prince. However, the former Universal Champion shocked the world when he announced the new iteration of the Judgment Day, with Liv Morgan and Carl Show as Priest and Ripley's replacements. Later, Damian Priest went one-on-one with J.D. McDonough, which ended in a disqualification. In the final moments, Rhea Ripley came to save the day, and the Terror Twins stood tall against the Judgment Day and hugged to close the segment. The Archer of Infamy and the Eradicator are out for blood, and the two are not done with their former stablemates on WWE Raw. The crowd inside the WWE arena was buzzing with excitement. The main event of the night was about to begin, and fans eagerly awaited the showdown between some of the biggest names in the industry. The energy was electric, with the anticipation of what promised to be an unforgettable match. But no one could have predicted that the night would end in heartbreak and tears for one of WWE's most powerful and feared competitors, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley had always been a force to be reckoned with in the WWE. Her persona, the Nightmare, was a perfect reflection of her intense, no-nonsense attitude and her ability to dominate anyone who stepped into the ring with her. She was known for her fierce loyalty to her allies, and fans respected her unwavering dedication to her team. For weeks, tension had been building between Rhea and some of her closest associates in the Judgment Day faction. Rumors of dissent within the ranks had circulated, with whispers that one of her most trusted allies might be planning something sinister. Rhea, however, chose to dismiss these rumors, refusing to believe that anyone close to her would ever betray her. The night's match was set to be a tag team battle featuring Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor, taking on Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio, with Damian Priest and J.D. McDonough watching from ringside. The chemistry between Rhea and Finn was undeniable, with both having fought side by side in numerous matches. Their opponents were formidable, but Rhea was confident in her team's ability to emerge victorious. As the match began, it was clear that something was off. Finn seemed distracted, missing cues and not delivering his usual intensity. Rhea, on the other hand, was as fierce as ever, trying to compensate for her partner's unusual performance. She took down Liv Morgan with a series of punishing moves, showing the crowd why she was one of the most dominant forces in WWE. But then came the turning point. Rhea was in the midst of executing a powerful suplex on Liv when Finn unexpectedly tagged himself in. Confusion flashed across Rhea's face, but she stepped back, allowing Finn to take over. However, instead of going after Liv or Dominic, Finn turned on Rhea, hitting her with a brutal dropkick that sent her crashing to the mat. The arena erupted in gasps and boos as the betrayal unfolded before their eyes. Rhea Ripley, the fearless Nightmare, was now lying on the canvas, stunned and hurt by the unexpected attack. Finn's expression was cold and calculated, a stark contrast to the camaraderie they had once shared. Liv and Dominic, shocked by the sudden turn of events, hesitated for a moment before seizing the opportunity. They attacked Rhea with a barrage of kicks, further weakening her. Finn, instead of intervening to help his former partner, stood by, watching with a twisted smirk on his face. Damian Priest and J.D. McDonough, who had been watching from the sidelines, seemed conflicted. Priest looked torn between loyalty and shock, while J.D.'s expression was unreadable. But neither moved to stop the assault on Rhea. The match ended in a pinfall victory for Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. The crowd was in an uproar, booing Finn Balor's betrayal and chanting Rhea Ripley's name in a show of support. But the damage had been done. As Liv and Dominic celebrated their win, Finn stood over Rhea, staring down at her with an expression of cold indifference. He leaned in close, saying something inaudible to the cameras, before walking away, leaving Rhea alone in the ring. Rhea struggled to get to her feet, the pain of the betrayal clear in her eyes. She had been betrayed by someone she had trusted implicitly, and the emotional toll was overwhelming. For the first time in her career, the usually stoic Rhea Ripley was visibly shaken. As the crowd continued to chant her name, Rhea dropped to her knees, tears streaming down her face. The arena, which had been filled with excitement just moments ago, now felt heavy with sadness and disbelief. Fans who had cheered for Rhea through countless matches now watched in silence, their hearts breaking alongside hers. Just as it seemed that Rhea was completely alone, a figure emerged from the backstage area. The crowd's reaction was one of surprise as a major WWE star, Seth Rollins, walked down the ramp. Seth, known for his own tumultuous history in WWE, had always been a wild card, but no one expected him to come to Rhea's aid. Seth entered the ring, his usually arrogant demeanor replaced with a look of genuine concern. He approached Rhea cautiously, kneeling beside her as she tried to wipe away her tears. He placed a hand on her shoulder, offering her a few words of comfort. Rhea, still in shock, looked up at Seth with a mixture of gratitude and confusion. The cameras captured the moment as Seth helped Rhea to her feet. The two stood in the center of the ring, surrounded by the cheers of the crowd, who had quickly shifted their support to this unlikely alliance. Seth raised Rhea's arm in a show of solidarity, signaling that she wasn't alone in this fight. As the night drew to a close, Rhea Ripley's heartbreak was evident, but so was her resolve. The betrayal had cut deep, but with Seth Rollins by her side, she knew that this was not the end. This was merely the beginning of a new chapter in her WWE career, one where she would rise from the ashes of this betrayal stronger and more determined than ever. The betrayal had been a cruel twist of fate, but it had also revealed an unexpected ally in Seth Rollins. As the two left the ring together, it was clear that Rhea Ripley would not be broken by this. Instead, she would channel her pain into her next battle, and when the time came, she would be ready to face Finn Balor and anyone else who stood in her way. The Nightmare had been wounded, but she was far from defeated.